I came from Italy when I was 14 years old. I met Joe 4 years later. I met Joe in January and we were married in September.
It was great growing up, a really good family. Always a lot of fun, always food, always friends, always laughter.
My father was a self-employed excavator. He dug basements for new home construction.
My mom is also a businesswoman. We were in the clothing business. She had a clothing store and then moved to alterations.
We were looking for health insurance for his business. I responded to a card and that's how we got to know Jim.
We had an individual health insurance policy. It grew to life insurance, and as his business grew, I did a pension plan for him and his employees. And in that, I also included disability insurance for him to protect his income.
At one point, he introduced us to this long-term care insurance. The first thing that I said, well, who needs long-term care? You don't think that anything like that you would ever find use for it.
Joe was just turned 65, and most disability policies cease at 65. He's still working, but he can't get disability coverage. Long-term care coverage, even though it's not a substitute for disability, would help covering the event that he was not able to work. And that's exactly what happened.
My dad had his stroke on May 22nd of 2002.
When Joe first had the stroke, it was a nightmare.
Immediately lost his speech and the paralyzation on the one side. That was gone instantly and that never came back. Business just closed up because he just was a one-man operation with one helper.
At that time, I had a choice whether to put him in a nursing home or take him home. And my choice was to take him home. If I didn't have the long-term care insurance, I don't think I would have had that choice.
Being at home is really important for my father. I couldn't imagine how it would feel for him to be somewhere that wasn't home to him.
When my daughters and my grandchildren, they come over, he's in heaven. Joe requires care from morning until night. With long-term care, I was able to have a caregiver. It's a blessing.
Well, if they hadn't purchased the long-term care insurance, for sure they would have drained all their savings.
I presented a $150 a day benefit with a 5% compound cost of living factor. It was a 3-year benefit, but that is not a time frame as the events came about because Joe actually hit the policy limits. We had a rider called Shared Care, which basically once the pot was empty on this side, Teresa's policy kicked in. What started as a $120,000 policy limit has paid out over $400,000.
Jim made a believer out of me, so I wouldn't want to be without long-term care. So I made sure that I took out another policy.
I guess people don't really realize how important the insurance is. And without it, I just don't really know where my parents would be today.